So, coach, I'm having problems in my relationship. What do these men want?
Well, they want many things, but fortunate for you, I took the liberty to put it in a new video series. You can catch it on my YouTube channel every Tuesday and Thursdays. And don't forget to comment, like, or subscribe.
All right, coach, let me do that now.
Love, you move too fast for me.
Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Koron Pierre, and if you don't know me, I'm a life coach and your relationship guy. Hopefully, we can work together in the future. Now, in today's episode 31 of the 100 Things a Man Wants video series, today's topic is a man wants a woman that can initiate sex some of the times, not all of the time. Let's talk about it. So, we know that in most heterosexual relationships, it's the man's duty typically to initiate sex. I don't know why that has to be, but it has been this way for a while now. And we also know after watching episode 11 of the series, which is Men Want Desirable Sex. Now, if you hadn't watched it, this would be a good time to go check that video out. I'll put a link in the description, which basically explain how men valued when their woman desired them sexually. We will be going over a small study that WebMD did a great job of breaking down. We will be talking about it, and it definitely stressed the fact that a woman who initiates sex at times, definitely a male female relationship will have great satisfaction. So it is important for a woman to initiate sex because that's what a man wants at times. So let's get into the data. All right. So who usually kicks it off? Your answer may be linked to how sexually satisfied you are. According to a study by Susan Sprecher, PhD, a professor of sociology at Illinois State University, sexual satisfaction was greater, she found, in relationships in which partners initiated equally or in which women sometimes initiate sex. So we have some data here from Ms. Sprecher that there is some value when a woman chooses to initiate sex. She tracked 38 educated couples, 28 of them were married. So this is what she did. This is how she came to her conclusions in their 20s over a 4-year period of time. So she followed these people over a good period of time. She asked each of them in the beginning and then every year thereafter, who usually initiates sexual activity in your relationship and how sexually satisfying is the relationship to you? Throughout the study, partners' responses to the first question agreed to a high level, suggesting that both were being truthful. So, interesting stuff there. She's done her due diligence, tracking the couples and seeing exactly what their experience was. Let's continue. What does the data say? Now, you know, on this channel, if you hadn't or been keeping up, we are big on data. So let's get into what the data says. In more than 60% of the couples, men initiated more often than women. In 30% of the couples, initiation was equally divided between partners, and in those remaining, the woman initiated it more frequently. So, out of this sample size, 10% of the partners had an experience where a woman initiated sex. And that is consistent with a couple of other studies you will see, and just a minority of women are the ones who initiate sex mostly. Now, like other similar studies, Sprecher says she found that men usually suggest having sex more often than their wives or girlfriends. So the men, they want to have sex more. Now, whatever patterns of initiation were reported at 1 year into the study usually remain the same 3 to 4 years later. So people stay consistently in their cycles and their patterns. You have to break up that monotony. And this is why I say a man, the right guy for you, the guy that's going to love you, the guy that's committed to you, that right guy, he definitely wants you to, at times, give it a go, give it a spark. So let's continue. The results, please, because we don't care about anything besides what the data says, right? We want to know what are the results. The information about initiation was then compared to how couples rated their sexual satisfaction. Partners who reported equal initiation and female initiation patterns also tended to report greater sexual satisfaction. So, bingo, that's probably why your man wants you to do it, because it's greater sexual satisfaction for both partners. This finding, according to Sprecher, is also consistent with other studies suggesting that relationships with the most balanced are the most satisfying. If these relationships are the most satisfying, why aren't you doing these things? If you aren't doing these things, you need to get with it, because this is what these couples are finding to be success. Now, Sprecher also indicates that there are other studies that found that many men like it when their female partners initiate sex. There's a guy named Matt Sess, 39. He says that he's always been the primary initiator in his relationship with Laura, his wife of 8 years. But when she initiates it, it's a turn on. Doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it's pleasant. So men, they want that experience. In closing, like we said, you have to mix it up. Your man is the one doing it most of the time. You need to at least get it in maybe 20, 15, 20, 25, around that percentage, or maybe even more. But if it's 100% on the man, your sex life possibly is dull. Possibly. Work on your sexual compatibility. Knowing what turns you on, what turns him on, that will make life a lot easier. Men love the flirting and the sensual. You know, you could give them hints, right? The woman hints. We spoke a little bit about that in previous episodes, but, definitely mix it up. And then, you know what? Sometimes even be direct. Say, hey, I want it now. Now, the last thing I want you to be wary about is a point where the scales get tipped to the other side. So you started out in one extreme where he's the one initiating it 95% of the time, and then now you are initiating it 75% of the time. That can have some bad effects on the whole dynamic. So Sprecher warned that in long-term relationships where a woman initiated sex more than their male partners, both men and women experience less satisfaction. So that means balance is the key. She also suggested that to improve this balance, she suggests this approach, right? Now, what she says is buy a supply of marbles in 2 different colors and 1 for each partner. Put them near an empty glass bowl. Whenever you or your partner initiate sex, place a marble into the bowl. At the end of the year, strive to have roughly equal numbers of both colors in the bowl. So that's a way you can actually track your, sexual balance. So that's all for this video. Please take the time to subscribe if you hadn't already. Hit that bell icon and hit the like button so more cool people can check out this video. Now, until next time, stay blessed.